Set nearly 1,000 years before the events in the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion and the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls Online lets you take part in the stories set within the compelling history and deep lore of the Elder Scrolls franchise. Designed to be played exactly the way you want to play, you can start wherever you like. With no level restrictions and no subscription required, this massive world is yours to explore, alone or with friends. Choose a favorite location or storyline and jump in. From the capital cities of the Three Alliances to the magical Somerset Isles, from the Khajiit territory of Elsewhere to Morrowind, the home of the Dark Elves, from frozen Skyrim in the north to the endless swamps of Blackmarsh, adventure is everywhere. Options for creating and personalizing characters in the Elder Scrolls Online are almost without limit. With access to a multitude of adventures all across the width and breadth of Tamriel, and the freedom to play wherever and however you like, it's time to begin your Elder Scrolls story. Are you ready to forge your own legend?
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the show. I know you're all excited to see the amazing things we have coming up this year, but before we get started, I'd like to take a minute and just talk about the video you just saw. It was a brief description of some of the basic systems of ESO, but the game itself is so much more than that. And I really mean it. ESO is just as much a virtual world as it is a game. As over 20 million of you know, it's part of your lives. Over the last 2 years, we know that so many of you found some temporary respite from the world by spending time in Tamriel. We're so proud and so humbled to help, even in this small way. Everyone at ZeniMax Online is continually reminded that we make the game, but you make it awesome. That's why I want to take a minute to welcome you. Those of you who have been with us from the beginning, those of you who have joined us recently, and the many new players who are looking for a new fantasy virtual world to call home. Welcome to you all. Those new to the game will quickly find that ESO's greatest strength is providing so many different ways to live your virtual life in Tamriel. Solo, group co-op, PvP, crafting, decorating your home, chatting with friends, it's all there. We've got a ton of new things to share with you in today's show. For starters, this year-long adventure will be a return to our storytelling roots. Instead of another Daedric invasion story, 2022 will feature a tale of political intrigue and subterfuge unfolding in a location you have never seen before in an Elder Scrolls game. Ever. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to my good friend Pete Hines, who is on set and ready to go.
Welcome, everyone, to the 2022 Elder Scrolls Online Global Reveal event. Today, you're getting an in-depth look at the next year-long adventure in the Elder Scrolls Online. And as Matt mentioned, the team at ZeniMax Online Studios is excited to share exclusive new details about a part of the Elder Scrolls that's never been explored before. And stick around for a special ESO Live after the show, where we'll go over the upcoming chapter as well as new details surrounding our first DLC in this year's adventure. With me once again is the one and only Rich Lambert. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Pete.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here, and hello to everybody back home.
Congrats on 20 million players. It's a huge accomplishment. For the folks tuning in who may not know a lot about Elder Scrolls Online, give us a sense of what is Elder Scrolls Online?
ESO is an Elder Scrolls game first and foremost, and it is a game about your personal journey through the world. With one Tamriel, we removed all the arbitrary level gates that prevent you from exploring, and you can just pick a direction and go and do whatever you want.
And there's a ton of stuff you can spend your time doing. It's not just like go fight things or do quests, but it's really a breadth of content.
It is. There's so much to do in Elder Scrolls Online, and it ranges from questing to PvP, housing, crafting, the justice system. There's also loads of group-oriented content in our dungeons and trials. We've also got a number of collection-based systems that players can participate in, so from treasure hunting to antiquities, collecting lore books, and it's just, the list goes on and on and on. It's a massive game.
It's an Elder Scrolls game,
It
but
is.
it's online. There's a ton of stuff to do, just like you would expect in an Elder Scrolls game. And much like an Elder Scrolls game, it has an amazing community around it that's built up around ESO. Talk a little bit about the folks that have really made this game what it is.
They're really what makes the game special. It's the community that makes the world come alive. They are incredibly supportive. They just love sharing their love of Elder Scrolls with other players, and are hands down the best community in games.
These folks are truly what make this game special. And, you know, if you want help, they're always there waiting to help you out. But it's really up to you to decide whether you want to play this game by yourself or spend time playing with others.
Absolutely. This is an online game, so you're bound to run across other players. But it's your choice if you want to interact with them or not. And I highly recommend that you do so, because the social bonds that you develop with those players can last a lifetime.
And if you want to play online, but by yourself, but not by yourself, you also have companions, which are NPCs that you can bring along with you. And what does a companion do for you?
A companion is your personal adventuring buddy. They're always there for you, and they can help you out progress through the world. So if you need a little bit of help tanking enemies, you need some extra damage, you need some healing, they're always going to be there for you.
So last question for me before we jump in, because I know you're all super excited to hear what's new. You shared some exciting news last year for the Spanish-speaking community, and I wondered if you had any new details to share with those folks about what's coming.
We do. So back in October, we announced that Spanish localization was coming to ESO in 2022. We're very excited to let everybody know that it will be available with this year's chapter in June. And we're also excited to let you all know that the Spanish forums for the Elder Scrolls Online are live today.
So if you want to come join us on ElderScrollsOnline.com, we've got the Spanish forums up and running live, and we look forward to seeing our Spanish community there. Great stuff, but I know everybody's ready to get to that new content, so what do you got for us?
So I'd like to welcome everybody to High Isle, the next chapter of the Elder Scrolls Online and the centerpiece of this year's Legacy of the Bretons adventure. Let's check out our new cinematic trailer.
we just got our first look at the Elder Scrolls Online High Isle. Rich, give us a little background on this year's adventure.
This year's adventure is called Legacy of the Bretons, and our focus is on exploring Breton lore and culture. It's a story that's being told over 4 major updates this year, and as Matt said earlier, we're kind of going back to our roots in terms of storytelling. This is going to feel like a classic Elder Scrolls game. The Bretons are this traditional medieval feudal society with knights, noble houses, and of course all the politics that surround that.
Politics. Our fans love politics, Rich. Especially in the Elder Scrolls, at least. So for those familiar with Tamriel in the second area, or maybe not, talk a little bit about the Three Banners War and where it's left Tamriel.
Sure, so the Three Banners War is currently raging throughout Tamriel, and it has left the land fractured, with all the factions vying for power over Cyrodiil and the Imperial City. And this year-long story is focused on a dream to end that war. It's gonna be an adventure.
It's always an adventure. Now, High Isle is a spot that most fans are not going to be familiar with. It's a bit of an unknown.
It is. It is a location that's never been explored before in an Elder Scrolls game. High Isle is one of the 4 islands in the Sisters Archipelago, which is an island chain located far to the southwest of Daggerfall and northwest of Somerset, and has only ever been documented by a single map in Redguard. And it's really, really exciting for us to be able to do something completely different this year, completely new, and we can't wait to share it with everybody.
Now, we're focused on the Bretons this year. Tell us a little bit more about the Bretons and their culture. What can we expect to learn in this year's adventure?
When you go to High Isle, you are going to see that this is the epitome of Breton culture. This is feudal, medieval castles and tournament grounds. This is a resort destination for Tamriel's wealthy. And as it's far removed from the mainland, it's a bit of a safe haven and therefore a perfect location for secret peace talks between the Alliance delegates. And these peace talks are being hosted by the Society of the Steadfast, which is a new faction led by an extremely wealthy noble in High Isle named Baron Vaquero. And of course, this is an Elder Scrolls story. So of course, there are groups out there who stand to profit and gain power due to the war. So any hint of peace talks could quickly result in an opposition and sabotage.
Do we know who's behind preventing these peace talks?
We do. So there are whispers of a secret society named the Ascendant Order who threaten to ruin the peace talks. They're led by the Ascendant Lord, and I'm going to leave the rest up to the players to figure out.
Ooh, cliffhanger. Now, it's been a while since ZOS had the opportunity to create and add completely new elements to the Elder Scrolls, so this has to be exciting for you.
It is amazing. It's fun to go back and re-envision content, but conceptualizing an entire region from scratch is daunting. So who better to talk about that than our art director, CJ Greb, and he's going to walk us through it.
Hi, everyone. As always, it's very exciting to be part of creating a brand new Elder Scrolls story. This time, it's the Sisters Archipelago, and it's especially exciting to get to build a little known and never before explored corner of the Elder Scrolls world. Our concept team began finding inspiration for the island's look from the beautiful windswept shores of the Mediterranean. We see stunning waterfalls, imposing cliffs, and oceanside beaches that one would find scattering the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. The landscape highlights the natural beauty of the island, but their civilization as well. Our team knew how important such an edition of the world could be to the deep history and lore of the Bretons, and how important that would be to so many fans of Elder Scrolls. We leaned into the architectural and cultural traditions from medieval and feudal Europe, knowing this could be blended into our established Breton designs from the base game. The dense city streets of Gonfalon Bay and the idyllic coastal palace of Castle Navir are prime examples of the imposing Breton structures and hidden underground catacombs born from that work. Players will also find medieval fanfare and splendor on the tournament grounds where nobility and commoner alike enjoy festivities. The nobles treat High Isle like a resort, and that's reflected in the way the nobles dress. High Isle elite always dress in their finest, projecting their status as not only the leaders of the great family houses, but their barely hidden ambitions to command the archipelago with total power. All of this pomp and circumstance gave us the opportunity to return to the classic medieval armor and attire so distinct of the Breton style, plate armor, tabards, and heraldry. The beauty of High Isle shines like a beacon to the rest of Tamriel, but it can't all be sandy beaches and sunflowers. The dark side of High Isle's success lies directly to the north. There, across the water, you'll find the dense, deadly jungle island of Amanos. This area serves as a prison for criminals and dissidents deemed unworthy of High Isle. Once inside, there are no guards, no law, and little chance of escape. Good luck. There's more than 2 locations that players can look forward to, as the Sisters Archipelago is an island chain players will get to explore throughout the year.
High Isle is one part of the legacy of the Bretons, what we call our year-long adventure. Rich, what else can folks expect?
We're going to start this year off in March with the Ascending Tide DLC, and that adds 2 new dungeons. And stories from that DLC set the tone and provide backstory for the events that kick off in the High Isle chapter in June. And of course, this is a year-long story, so we're going to continue it in Q3 and Q4 later this year.
And it doesn't matter how much you've played ESO in order to experience the new content, right?
Right, both new and returning players can jump in at any time. That's the beauty of ESO. You don't have to level up through years of older content. You don't have to play it in a specific order. You can just jump in and play at your own pace.
Now let's hear from our community team on how you can get started with High Isle today.
Hey everyone, we're here to let you know that starting right now, you can pre-purchase the Elder Scrolls Online High Isle for all platforms. This new chapter will launch on June 6th for PC, Mac, and Stadia, and June 21st on consoles. And just as a reminder, ESO is available on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5, which features 4K high fidelity and 60 FPS performance modes. If you already own the game, you can get this version as a free upgrade. As for High Isle, you can pre-purchase by visiting ElderscrollsOnline.com or one of many online retailers. Now, when you pre-purchase the chapter, you'll immediately receive a matching set of the Pale Frost Elk mount and the limited time Pale Frost Fawn pet. Though keep in mind, the pet is only available if you pre-purchase now through April 4th.
We have a few different ways to hop in and start your adventure in ESO. And if you're wondering which version is right for you, well, we're here to break it down. If you're new to the game and want to dive in right now, the ESO Collection High Isle is for you. This collection gets you instant access to everything the base game has to offer, along with all 5 previous annual chapters. You can play in any order, however you like. So you can begin your Tamriel adventure today, and of course, you'll have full access to High Isle once it launches in June.
Alternatively, if you already own the base game or any of the previous chapters, you'll want to grab the upgrade version.
We also have collector's editions available that are great for new and existing players alike. These editions contain even more bonus items that will be available when High Isle launches, like a brand new mount type and an epic armor outfit style. So what about new merch? We've got that too. If you want to get your hands on some sweet High Isle merch, we have brand new items available for pre-purchase on the Bethesda Gear store, like this Ascendant Lord statue, new High Isle t-shirt, key art lithograph, and more.
We'll both be back right after today's show to give you a first look at the Ascending Tide DLC and Update 33, show off some additional ESO merch, and more. So stick around and we'll see you all soon.
And now let's hear from Lore Master Lehman. He's got details on the story you'll experience in High Isle and some of the characters you'll meet along the way.
Hey gang, I am so psyched to be part of the team bringing a brand new story and new setting to the world of Elder Scrolls. Exploring the legacy of the Bretons provided us with a great opportunity to dig into the history, the culture, and the geography of Western Tamriel. While the Sisters Archipelago has gone unexplored until now, every aspect of its history and culture has roots in the lore of Tamriel. And we have had a blast taking the Bretons out to sea and building High Isle into something familiar, but also profoundly unique. To begin, let's touch on who the Bretons are. They're a fascinating race with a really complex history that hasn't really been touched on in previous Elder Scrolls adventures. The Bretons are a hybrid race, the descendants of both humans and elves, which gives them a unique perspective on Nirn's oldest feud, the conflict between men and Mer. It's a lot more than just knights in shining armor. One of the most distinctive parts of Breton culture is how it's organized. High Isle is an openly feudal society that has a lot in common with the European-style feudalism we see in the mid to late Middle Ages. Peasants and sailors labor at the bottom, while nobles engage in an endless dance of palace intrigues, political marriages, and shifting alliances at the top. In the throne rooms of High Rock and the Sisters Isles, ruthlessness can be a virtue, so watch your back. It's not all sinister plotting and knives in the dark, though. The high romance of Arthurian legend has a place here, too. Many Breton nobles are stuck navigating court conspiracies, sure, but others, the shining knights of old, set out on grand quests for adventure and glory. And there's plenty of glory to be found in the wilds of High Isle and Amanos. You won't do it alone, though. A few of our favorite ESO characters from High Rock and elsewhere are returning to lend a hand. Jakarn, professional thief and raconteur, and Captain Zaji, the Khajiit captain of the Perfect Pounce, will both help you untangle the plots of the Ascendant Order. The Zealots of the Ascendant Order are the chief antagonists here in the Sisters. These well-armed fanatics want to bring about a new utopia without crowns or thrones, and they're willing to kill as many people as necessary to make that happen. You'll definitely want to keep an eye out for their leaders too, the Ascendant Lord and his chief lieutenant, the Ascendant Magus. These mysterious rulers may have influence that runs deep in the Sisters Isles. High Isle is packed full of intrigue, adventure, and exciting Breton lore. I can't wait for you to visit the Sisters. You're really gonna dig it.
We've discussed the upcoming story and location for our High Isle, but we have a new game system coming with this chapter as well, and I've been waiting this whole time to talk about it because it features something I love. It's a collectible card game.
You're right, and we're calling this new system Tales of Tribute. It's a collectible card game that is played entirely within ESO. This is something I've always wanted to see come to ESO, and I'm super excited we're finally able to add it.
So how will Tales of Tribute be integrated into the game? Like, am I playing it wherever I want? Is it certain situations? How does this work?
You're generally going to be able to play it anywhere. You'll find it in taverns throughout Tamriel. You can also just go up to somebody and challenge them directly, or you can find a match in the group UI. And in addition, there is a storyline that you could advance by challenging certain NPCs throughout the world, or you can play against other players as it has its own ranking system as well.
So there's a single player kind of thing, and there's also a PvP with its own ranking system. Oh, this is getting better and better. Now, how do I earn new cards, new decks? I assume there's some of both. How do I go about doing that?
Yeah, so once you complete the tutorial, you unlock the 4 starter decks, and that's what gets you into playing right away. And then as you explore the world, you complete the quests, you will start to unlock and find new patron decks that add to your cards. You will also find unique individual upgraded cards as well. So there's lots of exploration tacked on top of it.
So you said this CCG was different than other ones. So which one is this like? Is this a resource building game? Is this a combat game? What am I going to be doing?
So this is a resource building game where you're both working towards trying to reach the victory point goal. And you can do that in a bunch of different ways. You can use the patrons themselves to curry favor, to help you advance through it. So it's all about strategy rather than combat.
And essentially, we're on a race to get to a certain number of points, gather the most resources before our opponent does, right? What kind of rewards do I unlock in the game? Like, I assume I'm just not unlocking cards and decks. Do I get to unlock stuff in ESO itself?
Absolutely. There are tons of different rewards in this, ranging from cosmetics, to furnishings, to gold, to crafting materials, including transmute stones, which is something players really, really want. So there's really something for everyone here. And I really want to enforce one big point when it comes to Tales of Tribute, and that is you're not going to be at a disadvantage if you're playing someone who's already unlocked all the cards, all the upgrade cards, because at the start of the game, you pick 2 decks to put into play. Your opponent picks 2 decks. They're shuffled together, and you both play from that same common deck.
So it's not only balanced so that I can play somebody who's been playing forever unlocked, but I also get maybe a chance to try some cards or decks that I haven't unlocked yet.
Absolutely, yep.
Super cool. So excited about this, and I'm sure we got a lot more to share on this.
We do. We just scratched the surface. This is a really big system. So as we get closer to PTS, we'll give a lot more detail and have a big deep dive on this. So stay tuned. We're really, really excited for it.
Now, pardon my terrible pun, but I hear there's something else in the cards, like maybe a new adventuring buddy or 2 to help on quests?
You are correct. So we have 2 new companions coming with High Isle. The community loved the companion system we introduced in Blackwood, so the team has been hard at work adding more. And I don't want to spoil the stories too much, but I'll give a little bit of a tease. to the two new ones. So one is named Ember, and she is a Khajiit, and the other is a Breton named Isabel. Ember grew up on the streets, so she's a little bit morally flexible, if you will. She's clever, she's a bit wild, she has a knack for magic, whereas Isabel, on the other hand, is an aspiring knight who leans towards the honorable ideal. She's not preachy, lecturing, or stiff, though. She just really wants to do right by players.
It sounds amazing. Can't wait to have a new adventuring buddy as we explore the next chapter. Now, before you go, is there anything else?
Yeah, there's tons more info to share with you all. I just want to thank the community. We wouldn't be able to do this without them. And I also want to take a moment to recognize the team back home. You know, everybody at home working on ESO. They're amazingly talented and passionate at what they do, and they get asked to solve impossible problems on a regular basis. It is such a treat to be able to work with this passionate group of people and get to represent them. So from both Matt and I, thank you so much, everybody, for all you do. You're amazing.
Today we've discussed High Isle's interesting locations, characters, and lore. We touched on an upcoming card game system, 2 new companions, and digital rewards players can unlock when they pre-purchase the game. We also announced that ESO will be available with Spanish language support in June. Before we go, I'd like to share a few reminders. ESO High Isle is available to pre-purchase now on all platforms. New players who pre-purchase the ESO Collection High Isle will get instant access to the base game and all previous chapters, so you can start your adventures right away. And stick with us for our post show hosted by Jess and Gina, who will talk more about the things we've discussed here, as well as the first DLC and the legacy of the Bretons adventure. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in Tamriel.
Hey everyone,
Hi.
Welcome to today's Global Reveal post show. We're so excited that you have tuned in today. We announced some really cool things just now during our 2022 Global Reveal event, and we will be with you for the next hour or so talking about all sorts of things coming with the Legacy of the Bretons year-long adventure. So before we get started, we do see a lot of you asking about the crab through Twitch drops. This is an awesome crab, and we really want to make sure that you get it. We know that there's some issues right now with drops specifically on the Bethesda channel, but we are working really hard to make sure that that gets fixed. It is available on a few of our other global channels if you wanted to tune in there, but otherwise we are working as quickly as we can to fix that. But we'll be live for a little while, so just stay put. We'll make sure you get it. No worries.
We want to make sure
Thank you for your
everybody
patience.
gets their
Yes.
crab. Yeah.
Yeah.
No- My God. We're only a minute in and already never fails. While we're working on that issue, we do want to remind everybody to make sure that your ESO and Twitch accounts are linked. And that way, once drops are working, you will be able to get the barnacle back coral crab. So again, once everything is up and running, Once you watch for the required amount of time, which is only 15 minutes, you'll just need to claim each item, so the crab pet and an Ouroboros crown crate, through Twitch. So you can either do that, there's going to be like a chat pop-up that says you can now claim it, or if you go to twitch.tv/drops, you can claim it there as well. And once you do, the crate and the pet will appear as soon as you log into the game. So super easy as soon as the issue is fixed on our end. But we promise we are working on it.
And thank you for your patience.
Yep.
We appreciate it. All right. So as you all saw, pre-purchase is available now for High Isle. We're super excited to finally be able to reveal this to all of you. You can go to the ESO website, Steam, Stadia, the PlayStation and Xbox stores, or any of your preferred online retailers to pre-purchase and get those pre-purchase rewards, including the Pale Frost Elk Mount and Pale Frost Elk Fawn, and you'll get those immediately. So once you pre-order, you log into the game, you will have those in your collections. And just to mention the cute little fawn pet, they make a really great pair, don't they? Will only be available until April 4th. So you want to take advantage if you want to get both of them. All right. So do we want to roll into giving a quick recap of what we just saw during the global reveal?
Yes.
All the awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
please.
Yes, please. All right. So new companions. Boy, this one was hard to keep under our hat. We were so excited as we were working on these. We loved seeing all of the reactions to Bastion and Miri. And we've got two new ones coming your way with High Isle. Their names are Ember, and she's a Khajiit, and Isabel, a Breton. They are tied to the High Isle chapter, so you do need to purchase the chapter if you would like to get access to these two new companions. And just like with Bastion and Miri, they're going to have their own personalities and quest lines, and we can't wait to tell you more about them.
Now, something that we touched on during the global reveal was a new 12-player trial. This is coming with a chapter. It's called Dreadsail Reef. Now, we are going to do a full preview of this a little bit later this year. But Finn, did you want to give maybe a little bit of backstory to this trial? Just a little tease?
Yeah, so we talked about the faction called the Ascendant Order, but there's other factions that are going to be operating in and around High Isle, and one of those factions is a group of Maormer pirates called the Dreadsail. And you're actually, as we go into Ascending Tide, which is the update 33 DLC, as we talk about that, I'll touch on them a little bit. But in the trial, you get to go to their island home and take the fight to them.
Awesome. Can't wait to check it out. We'll definitely do some sort of preview of this trial before it's available to give you all a little bit more information. But yeah, you can expect a brand new trial coming with High Isle. Mm-hmm. Something else that we didn't really touch on in the global reveal are new Overland World events. So for this, they're called volcanic vents, and you can see a screenshot here of what they look like. Yeah. Now, these are similar to abyssal geysers that you saw in Somerset.
Yeah, exactly. Abyssal geysers and dark anchors, they're much more akin to those. So if you're used to fighting those, there's some interesting twists in these, and they play a heavy they have heavy story elements of figuring out what they are and how they operate.
Awesome. And of course, everybody saw the announcement of Tales of Tribute, a brand new in-game strategic card game coming to the Elder Scrolls Online. This is also a part of the High Isle chapter, and we can't wait to give you more information about it and show it in action a little bit later this year.
And of course, we do have additional quality of life improvements throughout the year, including with the chapter. We didn't really touch on anything today, but we will be getting into those a little later this year once we're getting a little bit closer to PTS. So stay tuned for that. Again, I know in chat, everyone's asking where their crab pet is. We are really excited that you... Oh, I can't say it. There's so many people watching. How do I say
you want
this?
Me to say it?
Yes, please. Go ahead. I know
we're excited that you want crabs, but
there it is. There, I knew I could count on you.
We're working on it.
We are working on it. Yes.
On it.
You will get your crabs. Don't worry. So, how about this? Just to kind of, we'll do something else for you. We'll do a giveaway. We're going to do our first giveaway of the day.
Awesome.
We have 3 $250 Bethesda Gear Store digital gift cards. Say that 5 times fast.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
you can purchase anything from the Bethesda Gear Store, including some of these really cool high aisle items that are going to be up for pre-order today. I'm stalling because I forgot to set up the giveaway to start running. All right, so we are going to do keyword high aisle, all one word, because you can't use spaces. So that is on now. If you type in high aisle in chat, you will be entered to win in this giveaway. Now, we do want to mention real quick, there are legal rules for these giveaways. Do have to make sure that you are eligible to win. If you do !rules in chat, they will pop up for you so you can view them. Or they are also, are they on the website? I think they're on the website, right?
Yes.
Keep me honest here.
And yes, they are.
Okay, great. So yeah, high aisle, all one word, all lowercase. We see some of you using some spaces. Just make sure it's all one word because we can't use spaces in Moobot giveaways.
Make sure it's aisle like island, not aisle like seats.
Yes,
Right.
correct. Actually, that's a good
My
point
phone
because I
wanted
did
to
see.
correct it
Yeah,
to that
yes.
often.
Indeed.
Yeah. These are really nice little gift cards because you can use them on whatever you want, including some pretty sweet new high aisle merch.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
is
some
up
really good
for pre-order in
$250
the
gift
store.
card. Like, I'm about to log into Twitch.
Just
I might,
to enter.
I might-
Actually,
I
I'm
might be
pretty
excluded.
sure.
I might
I'm
be
pretty sure it
excluded.
says in the
We
rules
are.
that you specifically
Yeah.
cannot
Yes,
enter.
it might be true. I might actually be specifically banned from that.
All right. So while this giveaway runs, we know everyone wants to get into the meat of the stream and check out some preview content. So again, if you want to enter into winning one of 3 $250 Bethesda Gear Store gift cards, type in high aisle, all one word, all lowercase. And while that's running, we are going to get started with our preview of the Ascending Tide DLC and Update 33. So we will start with the DLC preview, which, as was mentioned during the event, this is our first dungeon pack of the year. It will be launching on PC, Mac, and Stadia on March 14th and consoles on March 29th. So it's coming up soon. But you know what's actually coming up sooner?
What,
Is
Gina?
PTS.
What, Gina?
It's PTS.
You got to give
because
us a chance to ask the question.
I didn't know you were going to answer.
Give it a chance to answer.
I thought I was talking to myself, but it's cool. So you really don't have to wait long for PTS because that is starting this Monday, January 31st. Yes, this is launching on Pi Day for PC, Mac, and Stadia. If
Yes,
you
it
can believe
is.
Oh, nice.
Yummy, yum. All right, so for
It
the
makes
next,
sense because both dungeons are themed after pie.
Brits.
They are not.
They're not.
That's the joke. They are not themed after
They
pie.
are not.
No, they are not.
But they are themed for the Legacy of the Bretons
Absolutely.
adventure, which arguably is better than Pi.
Better than pie.
All right, so we are going to hop in game. We are on an internal server today,
We absolutely are.
so we can preview this content for you. We're going to start with the first dungeon, which is Coral Airy.
Exactly. So, like I said, we're on an internal server. I'm going to use developer commands and stuff like that so that we can get through this stuff. This isn't like a combat preview where you're going to see all the abilities of the bosses or anything like that. So
It's Captain Colleen.
yeah, so this is Coral Airy. This is located on the northern section of Somerset. For those of you that have been to Somerset Isle, you'll notice to recognize the map. This northern section. There's a lot of caves and hideaways in the on the coastal parts of Somerset, and this just happens to be a hideaway of the Ascendant Order, one group of the Ascendant Order. So what has happened here, and if you talk to Colleen, she has been sent here to rescue your good friend Jakarn. For those of you that play the Daggerfall Covenant storyline, or any of those aspects, met Jakarn before, that's who he has gotten himself into trouble and been kidnapped again. And Colleen has been sent here to rescue him again. So that is your goal here, but she will explain to you that there's some Yagra attacking what appears to be this Ascendant Order base. So I'm going to walk through here. You're going to see Yaga set up. I'm going to fly a little bit, go a little bit faster.
And again, this is an internal server, so Finn has
Absolutely.
some cheat codes on, so that way he doesn't get killed. I mean,
Yeah,
we know
maybe
his
you could-
skills are okay, but
Okay. right. I am not. I can't be attacked. I can't be aggroed by monsters and stuff like that. I'm just showing through and showing you kind of like the scenery and stuff. So this is the outer portion of the coral area. You see some dead Yagra here, and the Yagra are attacking. So one thing that we've done in later dungeon packs and stuff is we've introduced the concept of their secrets out here, and their secrets.
love it.
That's been really, really well received by everybody that's kind of played these and discovered these things and stuff. And we're going to kind of carry that forward and stuff. I know it's a bit of a spoiler,
Awesome.
but to give context for the secrets, we really wanted to embed those into stories, and they may not necessarily play into the story of that the dungeon quest is giving you, but they do play into their own story. So it might have something to do with these Yagra that are here. Context.
Hey, real quick, I do want to mention we are now locking the giveaway for the 3 gift cards. We have drawn potential winners. We are going to be contacting you via Twitch DM from the Bethesda channel just to confirm eligibility. So keep an eye on your DMs just in case. It'll be coming from the Bethesda Twitch channel. Or I guess a whisper. It's whispers on Twitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we will announce those shortly. But in the meantime, we can enjoy Finn's dungeon tour.
More
here.
tour, yes.
More tour.
So once you make your way kind of past these Yagra, you get into the this is going to be the first boss that you would face in the dungeon. This is Maligalig, who has one of the best names for a boss.
Excuse me?
That's great. That's
Maligalig. Yes, this is one of the best bosses. She's a big monstrous Yagra here. She has some really, really cool abilities and mechanics that you guys will have to discover on Monday, because we're just going to move past her. So
No spoilers here.
Yes.
No.
Colleen took a side path, got through there. So as we progress through, and now we're actually going to get into more of the ruin section. So this is more of the and what we wanted to tell the story is the Yagra are enemies and stuff, but they're not. Look at those guys. Those guys got wrecked. They're not really working with the Ascendant Order guys in here, and you guys. Nobody knows who the Ascendant Order really is. So part of the mystery is finding out who they are, why they took Jakarn, and stuff. So you're going to see little things where the Yagra are attacking them.
So the stories in this DLC kind of plant the seeds for what's going to happen throughout the Legacy of the Bretons storyline. So it kind of leads into the storyline that people will experience in the chapter in High Isle.
Absolutely. They're going to. So a lot of the like Jakarn, who you actually rescue here. This is another cool thing that we decided to do with this one, and rather than just introduce an NPC that you're going to see and then they're going to accompany you on this and stuff, you actually get to play a bigger part in contextual to the story, where Jakarn plays an important part in the story. And if you do this dungeon, you're part of the reason why he's here. You get to rescue him.
That's awesome. What's it like kind of being able to take part of that story and feed it into the whole year for your team? Because you guys get to do this twice a year.
Twice a year, yeah. It's pretty awesome in that part of what we try to do with dungeons is tell kind of 2 stories, where you have a story that ties in, and how we generally start with it is we start with what do we want players to learn, or what do we want players to know at the end of this dungeon, and then we craft a story for the dungeon that is oops, sorry.
So
Didn't mean
used
to
to
loot that
looting.
guy.
No,
I was trying to hit
You
the
did.
door. So what we wanted to do is tell a unique story in here. So the saving of Jakarn and stuff like that, it plays into the year-long story, but it's actually a good story from start to finish. And here's this big boy, Zaro the Bulwark. He is not an actual what you would typically call boss, but he is a named guy that has that's pretty important. And Unless you do that. Sorry, buddy. Fell into the stairs. So Jakarn has gotten his shirt off. Typical Jakarn. You're gonna have to help him get kind of his gear, but we're gonna keep going. So you can see now one thing. These Yagra are taking out the Ascendant Order here. They're back, guys. Yeah, they are. But as you progress through this dungeon, you're going to see less and less Yagra and more Ascendant Order people here. So you see like these Ascendant Archers. They've taken those guys out. Oh, we're probably going to need to kill these guys.
That's a cool little view too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's really cool views, and you're going to see them a little bit later on too. That are as you progress, you get more and more into the ruins, and less and less. So like this right here is the next boss.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah, she's in
That looks awesome.
Look.
Has like archers up on here. Yeah,
That's really cool.
She does some really cool stuff too. Like I said, she's this is Cyrodiil, or Saradil. We're just gonna kill past her anyways. But yeah, she uses the whole room here. What she is she's kind of like a trap master and roguey kind of thing. But that's another thing is we wanted to play into the roguish nature of the Ascendant Order.
Mm-hmm.
So they have they're very secretive. They bounce around, they move around a lot and stuff like that. So
Hey, can we pause for just a second?
sure.
Yes.
I just wanted to announce the winners from
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
the last giveaway
Let's do
because
it.
everyone is confirmed. This was for the thank you. This was for the 3 $250 gift cards to the Bethesda Gear Store. Our winners are Boestra, Calawan W, and R2D2 Arm. Not the leg, but the
What
arm.
a great name.
They are.
That is a good
They don't
one.
even-
So
Congratulations, you three.
yeah, congratulations. We will
Happy
be
shopping
doing
spree.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can choose anything from the Gear Store, including some of the new High Isle stuff that we have available for pre-order. We will be doing additional giveaways throughout the stream, so if you didn't win that one, stick around because we will be doing another one shortly, and they're really cool. Okay, everybody can stop typing High Isle in chat. I know everyone's excited about High Isle. We are too, but that giveaway is closed officially. And we are still working on fixing drops. We know everyone really wants your crabs. I get it. We're working on it
Nice.
still. We
Nice.
promise. And
Okay,
if something were to happen where, we run out of time or we're not online long enough, we'll make sure everybody gets your, I'm not going to keep reusing this joke. We'll make sure you get your Twitch drop.
There you go. There you
Hey,
go.
Finn, if you
Yeah.
turn back around, I'm
Yeah.
wondering, is there a significance to these reliefs on the wall of the griffins?
These are so what this place used to be was an old Mary, a lot like the rest of Somerset. These are old Mary ruins, and these were just taken by the Ascendant Order. Now,
Oh, cool.
one thing
Okay.
to mention about the Ascendant Order, though, to mention what you were just talking about, is this group of Ascendant Order is run by a Griffin handler. And he has
okay.
trained griffins. So you're going to, as you go through here, you're going to fight Ascendant Orders and their pet griffins.
Mhm.
As
That's
you go
cool.
through. And actually, the final boss
Oh.
we're going to be coming up on eventually.
That looks like the
is-
pet.
I'm sorry, what?
That
This
looks
does
like
look
the
like
pet.
the pet.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
well, the pet
Really
isn't
big
that
one.
big. Yeah,
That's a
it's
big
not
one.
that big.
No, that's a big version of the pet. You notice that these are
Could you
neutral.
imagine?
It's funny is you notice these are neutral, but in testing, nobody has ever gone through here and not killed these crabs. I have no idea why. It's just people come in and they're just like, I think it's because we're in Maryland, so people just get incensed by crabs and they just have to kill them. Is
Yeah.
really what it is.
Or just
So
a
you
mud
can see,
crab.
yeah. So you can see here where you talked about the master
Oh, yeah, yeah.
this, but you can see the griffin nests here. You get some
Yep.
griffins flying
Oh,
above.
cool. Yeah, yeah.
This is where they train them. This is oh, look at the little
Babies.
griffins. Yes, you can't kill the baby griffins, of course, but you can
Good.
kill the parents.
Why would you
Aw.
want to? I mean,
They're
Aw.
aggressive.
They are aggressive.
So they're kind of like taking care of the griffins here, making sure that they're all good. But yes, so the Ascendant Order is very much a bad group. They're very secretive. They're assassinations. They've captured Jakarn. They were torturing him. So don't let their griffin handling fool you. If we go up here, we're gonna see some or
I don't know how I feel about chat right now, because they're definitely very polarized between don't kill the baby griffins and kill the baby griffins.
You cannot kill baby griffins.
Come on, chat.
It's never a thing that you can do in our game is kill baby griffins. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Why would you want to kill a baby griffin?
Oh, I thought you were disappointed that you couldn't do it.
No.
Oh,
How cool do you think I am?
Yeah, we were about to not be friends anymore.
Yeah, right. So you are going to see some of these coral creatures. That's another thing the Ascendant Order has been done. They've kind of like magically.
Are those new?
Yes, they are new.
That's cool.
It magically kind of raised the coral and put together these magical creatures.
Nice.
Yeah, they are really cool. So now we're going to go to this is the final boss's area. So as you can see, he's sitting here with his pet griffins.
Oh, they look like different types, kind of too.
Yes, are
that's not
different
good.
types. So now you see them kind of like floating into their nests. So you can imagine it as you take this guy on, these griffins are going to join into the fight. And actually, if you look at the helmet that I'm wearing, this is the monster mask that you get, or the Undaunted mask that you can get from completing this dungeon on veteran difficulty.
That is awesome.
So it looks really, really cool. You can relive your personal griffin fantasies with this mask.
Ooh. I have a feeling, just knowing how you and your team work, that those griffins are going to be a problem during this fight.
Maybe. Maybe in veteran.
I don't know. I legit don't know, because
maybe there's an achievement for not killing any.
There are several achievements, and actually some of them. One of them is the if you increase the difficulty here, if you use the challenge banner over there, it is added into the fight. So usually you're going to fight. I think 3 of them through the course of a fight, but then he'll add the 4th one in. If you decide to make this a little bit more difficult. And this right here is Viralian. He is the leader of this group of Ascendant Order. And he's generally a bad dude. Like, as you go through and talk and listen to Jakarn, and if you read the story and stuff like that, I mean, he's been torturing people. He's been, he's like really a dark guy. Like, kicked out of other orders because he was too extreme or something like that. So you know what I mean? Like, he's generally a bad guy. So just because he's holds sway over the griffins doesn't mean he's a good guy. But that's how you kill him.
I just want to mention also for anybody who is maybe tuning in and you are maybe newer to the ESO world, these dungeons, they're meant for 4 players. And for a normal dungeon, you only have to be, is it level 45 to go in?
You actually, there is no, if you try to manually enter the dungeon, there is no limit. I mean, you can go in at level 1 if you click on the entrance.
Probably not a great idea.
Probably not a great idea. But if you use the group finder or the activity finder, then you'll have to be level 45 in order to be placed into the activity finder to randomly find a group. So yeah, that's generally what we say is you need to be at level 45 to tackle these on normal, and veteran champion rank 300.
I see somebody asking, so I need 3 friends? Well, I guess they don't have to be friends. You just need 3 people.
If you're level 45, you do not need 3 people. You can just use the activity finder and we'll find 3 people with you.
I think the joke was that they would need actual friends, but
I know. But I'm saying, no, you don't.
You actually don't.
Embrace the solo behavior, and then just group up when you need to. Is all I'm saying.
Exactly. And we do have more challenging veteran versions of the dungeons, and then we also have hard mode. So if you want a real challenge,
and each boss has their own hard mode, and much like it that we've done in the previous dungeons, where we've done secrets and stuff like that. There's a lot of gradient layers to difficulty that you can have in here. If you did the secrets, then you potentially get extra assistance as you're going through there. So you could choose to do 1, 2, or 3 secrets, or however many secrets there are, and then get those kind of buffs to make it a little bit easier. And then you can activate the hard modes if you want. So we have a lot of ways that you can choose the difficulty for how you want to tackle these things. Awesome. And you get a whole another story by doing the secrets. So it's pretty cool.
Worth it.
I know.
But we won't spoil that today.
Won't spoil that. Okay, we're gonna go to Shipwreck now.
Let's just
do it.
Go right into it. Why not? Right? Everybody wants to see the other dungeon, right? I do.
Yes.
Whoa, load screen. Cool load screen.
Woohoo. Nice lighthouse.
It is.
So Finn is using a special dev command to jump right there.
Oh, I probably
perks of using a dev
the
server.
map. I probably should use the map.
No, it's okay. Oh, is it going to take a
I'll
bit
actually
to
show
load?
everybody where it is. I'll show where everybody is, where it is on the map here in a second, so that they can see. So that one was in the northern section of Somerset. If you don't have Somerset for some reason, you can always use the activity finder to get into it. Or even if you don't have Somerset, you could still open up the map and go to Somerset map and click the dungeon entrance.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what? I think drops are fixed.
Yay!
Maybe refresh if you need to, but pretty sure I just got the pop-up. We see other people internally saying it's there, so we think it's working. Yay! Everybody, please thank our wonderful BAM team for helping. BAM is Billing and Account Management Systems. They were working very hard trying to get this fixed. So, again, the minimum watch time is 15 minutes, though we do hope you'll stick around for longer than that to check everything out. You will get the Ouroboros Crown Crate and the barnacle, what was it? The barnacle back coral crab, I think. Sorry.
The big crab, yeah.
Well, it's actually a tiny crab.
Oh, it's a tiny crab with a big claw.
Tiny crab,
looks
3
like
drops,
that.
yes. So thank you, everybody, for your patience, for hanging out with us. But they are working now. Make sure your Twitch and ESO accounts are linked so you can get that really cool crab pet. And thank you, team. Really appreciate it.
Awesome job. So the next
Going back, Ed. I'm
dungeon-
sorry to interrupt.
No, that was exciting.
Glad
we got that.
That was an
a good
appropriate interruption. Yeah.
That was a good interruption. So the next dungeon is called Shipwright's Regret. So if you look, this is the map of Rivenspire. So if you look, it's right over here. But this is just the outer entrance is kind of like a tunnel that leads you to where this is. This is on the inner coast of Rivenspire over here. And a little bit of backstory on this dungeon. A long time ago, there was a combined navy called the All Flags Navy, and it was brought together in order to fight the Slodes and defeat the Thracian plague. So this was one of the shipbuilding locations where they built ships for the All Flags Navy a long time ago. And a great calamity kind of befell this place years and years and years ago. So it fell into disrepair, got waterlogged. Now it's just, undead all over the place. There's a section of this I'll show you with the forest and stuff. So you've come here because Zaji, Captain Zaji, had heard that the shipwrights that were here were some of the best shipwrights ever, and
Naturally,
they had plans to make ships better or make grand ships. So what he wants to do is make the perfect pounce more perfect, and you're here to help him. Yes, of course. You're here to help him kind of find the secret plans in order to make his ship better. But he came here. Casca is here too. He's come here with Casca, and they ran into trouble because there's a whole lot of undead around here, and they didn't realize that was going to be a problem. So we get to go and investigate this. So what you learn here is a lot more nuanced, and you really, as far as takeaways for the legacy of the Breton stories, which I'll get into in a little bit. But there goes Zaji. He's going to start investigating the upper decks. You get to go here. Like I said, this place had a great calamity befall it. There's waterlogged people. There's zombies. There's skeletons. It's generally kind of a messy place. Oh, right.
Sorry.
That was
okay.
sound effects.
That was very
That's part of the
timely.
dungeon. That was
I'm
part
so
of the
sorry.
dungeon.
I have to step away for a second. Somebody's at the door.
That was part of the dungeon.
gosh.
It was great.
I did think
That's
that
okay.
was part of the game for a second. Finn. I thought it was like the wind howling.
Yeah, right. What's funny is there's creatures that resemble kind of dogs as you go further in. So it's a
That's
shame that
right.
it didn't time up with when you see that and stuff.
Nice. Look at that lighthouse. That was awesome.
Yeah, so off in the distance, you can see this is very creepy, moody atmosphere. The shipwrights, everything got kind of like destroyed here. This first section is really where the workers, the shipwright builders, would live and operate, and kind of like this is where their housing was and stuff like that. So there wasn't a lot of big ship parts here or anything like this. But it was.
I have no idea who it is at the door. They're still standing there, so.
All right, that's fine.
This is fine.
You just walk up to the door, you're like, I'm live streaming, and then run away.
Tune into Twitch if you want to talk.
Tune into Twitch. Drops are active, I told you.
We fixed
You got
it,
people
all right?
showing up. They got people
Jeez.
showing up.
Oh,
So as you come through here, you're gonna notice, like I said, this place kind of something happened here that was bad, and it just left a bunch of undead. And we're going to kill past these guys. I have the trip from when.
Again, we are on an internal server. We are
Yes.
previewing the Ascending Tide DLC, which is the first DLC coming with Legacy of the Bretons.
in March.
Oh, I'm all flustered now. Sheesh.
March.
Yes, in March. It's our first Q1 DLC of the year. So we are just previewing this.
Indeed.
It is coming to PTS on Monday, so everyone will be able to check it out and give some feedback.
Absolutely. So this is going to be the first boss right here. This is going to be Foreman Bradigan when he shows up. He's very creepy.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, Zaji is like, peace out, I'm out. Zaji's up here talking to you, and he's like, you need to go deal with that. That looks bad. So Foreman Bradigan is a formidable foe. He has a lot of tricks that he'll use, but we're just going to kill past him to get to the next thing. Yeah, Zaji comes back. So basically what you're fighting this guy, Zaji, is looking for the plans off in the buildings and stuff like that. You can see these buildings, again, had some issues. So we're gonna keep going here. And this is the reclaimed logging camp. So when they would build ships here, they had a logging camp that was right past here where they would gather all the wood and stuff like that in order to build the boats. But because this place fell into disrepair, the forest has kind of reclaimed that logging camp. So you're actually going to fight all kinds of creatures. There's Casca. Zaji got scared by Casca. What's really cool is if you've done the Dragon Guard DLC, these people, because if you know, spoiler alerts for Dragon Guard, if you've done the Dragon Guard DLC, these guys look different at the end of Dragon Guard, and that'll be reflected in this dungeon. This character that I'm playing with here hasn't done that, so but you will see them in their kind of their Dragon Guard gear.
That's awesome.
You know, I have seen a few people mention in chat they really want to see the dungeon item sets. We are actually going to show those off as soon as Finn is done with this preview. So yeah, definitely stick around. We'll show you.
Sorry, I'm so
stuff.
boring, guys. I'm just trying to show you stuff.
They're just excited. I want to see those numbers.
Like I said, you're going to see some of the forest creatures have kind of reclaimed the forest here. Let's see here. And you're going to fight, there's these guys, which they're like, what are those? This is why I was hoping that we'd have got to this part before your dog howled. What are those?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, and as you go through here, like I said, there's still remnants of places. There's still stacked wood, but it's all moss covered and stuff. There's still fences up from when they had kind of like partitioned this place off. And actually, we talk about secrets and stuff. Part of the secrets might have been involved with what this place used to be. So again, we're telling a kind of story in that regard. You get a greater context of what Shipwright's Regret was. And now we come to the second boss. So this is a lumber mill over there and some more lumber gathering stuff. So he's going to go over here. Oh, he got pulled inside. Imagine
That's
creatures.
unfortunate.
And this is Nazare. You can tell she is a giant spriggan, basically. So she is I'll give you an idea of what she looks like. I'm not going to show her abilities.
That's just
Oh,
cool.
so sorry. She is very, very cool.
It's the idea
giant
of
spriggan.
nature taking over.
Yes, exactly. She kind of like leads these nature spirits as they take over. And she transitions between different seasons and stuff like that as you're fighting her. So
Cool.
But Zaji got kind of like captured over there into the lumber mill, like the forest spirits pulled him over there. So I think we're gonna see him come back over here. Oh, there he goes. Oh, look at that! He killed that guy. But this is the first viewing that we have of the Dread Sails. So I talked a little bit about this before when we talked about the trial and you get to go to Dread Sail Reef in the chapter. Well, this is your first introduction to the Dread Sails. And these Maormer pirates have shown up at Shipwright's Regret, and why is a mystery. One of the cool aspects of Shipwright's Regret that we were doing was we wanted to envision a dock where they build ships, or a dry dock, quote unquote. But it's a set on like kind of like a makeshift island out here. So you see that this is where they made the ships. This is where they built them. So you're on this structure that's kind of out in the water. That's where the lighthouse is. If you saw back where we were over there, that is the actual lighthouse. That's actually right by the final boss. So you're gonna actually get to fight.
You actually get to go there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this is like it's literally like a haunted shipyard, right?
It's exactly right.
It's very very cool.
Right. Yeah, and these are the Maormer. If you notice, if you're used to seeing kind of Maormer, we've had them before in the game, but these are the Dread Sails. So they're going to use storm magic and do whatever Maormer does do. You can kind of see the ghosts of the former shipbuilders and stuff here. There's a lot of cool aspects to this that, you know, if you were to go off to kind of the beaten path, you might find some stuff.
I was going to say, what's that?
Yeah, there's actually some of the secrets are probably going to be a little bit more difficult than for people to find because it's not the usual stuff that we've done. So
that sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, right. You know, and it's like 10 minutes in, people are like, "We found them all," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So he was climbing up top here, fell through the roof. Seems to be okay. So he's still looking for these plans, and both him and Casca have no idea what these Maormer are doing here. But I do want to show this one aspect over here, which is really, really cool. So this is, yeah, like I said, you can see them. They're using their storm magic and the reef vipers and stuff that they have here. So, and now we're approaching where the final boss is. Actually, I need to kill these guys, I think. But don't. So there is a ship here, and there's a dude on top of it, and that is the final boss.
Oh, cool.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, I just got my pet.
Awesome.
So you see that he kind of shows up, and the ship sails off, and he talks a little bit about what it is they're doing here. He knocked Casca off the side. Zaji got out of there.
Get out of here.
Like so, but that pretty much telegraphs some of the things that this guy is going to do. He pretty much uses water. That's a pretty cool view right there of the ship kind of sailing off into the fog. He uses water. He's going to use elements from around this space to fight with him and stuff. And
and there's the lighthouse.
Yeah, here's really the lighthouse right here. With the moving light that you've seen kind of since you've been here. Some storm type magic. I'm not gonna fight him to show you the cool stuff, but trust me, it's cool. Nice. And I got the Vanquisher. Yay!
Thank you for showing all that off.
Yes.
We, just to kind of stick with the theme of dungeon stuff, we wanted to show off some collectibles that you can get by these dungeons. So the first, there's going to be 2 mementos that you can get. One is the Guardian's Frozen Shard, and one is the, how do you pronounce it, Finn? Maormer? I thought it was Malmer.
Maormer. I've always called it Maormer, but don't take me for pronunciation. I always call it Maormer. It could be Malmer, but I've always called it Maormer.
I'm gonna go with Malmer because if I say the other way,
we should ask Lehman. We should ask Lehman.
I thought you were gonna say Twitch chat, but yeah, we can ask Lehman too.
We should ask Lehman, yeah.
They're all talking about how they pronounce it. Meow.
Is this like a potato thing?
It might be.
Yeah.
So that one
are we
gonna
gonna
get is
that was
the
cool.
Frozen Shard, right?
Yeah, that was the Frozen Shard.
Cool.
And then we
That's
have the Malmer Ocean Pearl. Maormer.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, some pretty cool stuff that you can show off to people.
Oh, it even makes the little bubble sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So many of our viewers have just gotten crabs, which is great.
Nice.
So,
Oh, that's perfect.
I don't know.
Yay.
It's not usually we congratulate people for that. Congratulations, folks.
Oh, stop. All right, so there's also
we don't use. Never mind. Go ahead.
there's also some markings that you get.
Yes, I don't
these
actually have
dungeons.
those equipped. I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, that's okay.
Bummer.
So the abyssal embrace face markings, and then the matching abyssal embrace body markings. It's
The
one
face
from each,
markings-
right?
I think the face marking comes from entering either dungeon. I believe it is. Yeah, and then the body is the it's the veteran reward for one of the two. I'm not sure which one.
Awesome.
Okay. But yeah. Yep.
Cool.
And then I know somebody had talked about item sets earlier.
Well, while you're pulling those up, you can also get a cobalt die. There are over 40 new achievements.
Wow.
And 6 titles. So there is a lot to collect with these dungeons once you complete them.
Absolutely. And actually, I go ahead.
I was going to say, just as you indicated, there are also new item sets that you can get from the dungeons.
For sure. And I called out that the Griffin helmet was the Undaunted mask and shoulder for Coral Airy, and if you saw Nazare, the Spriggan boss, she is the Undaunted mask and shoulder for this dungeon. So you get. I'm wearing the actual shoulder.
That's awesome.
I don't know what's
cracking
funny.
me up. I'm reading chat and
okay.
The jokes are
Of course they are.
Anyway, please go.
So if we want a mouse word, so unlike last time when we did this, I do not have crazy stats. So these stats are going to be a little bit more accurate to what you would have on this.
Right.
The helm and shoulder for Coral Airy is Cargeta's visage, or mask, or it depends on the weight, what it is. But so I'm sure people will clip that and find out what that does. And then it's Nazare's is the other Undaunted. I actually have all of the sets equipped, all 6. So I can scroll through this fast, or I can go really slow. So there's Glacial Guardian, Girdle of the Turning Tide, Spriggan's Vigor, Griffin's Reprisal, Maligalig's Gloves,
I keep thinking
Storm Curse,
who
and Griffin's Reprisal. Did I already do Griffin's Reprisal?
I don't think so.
Well,
No.
I did.
Oh,
if
you did.
you did, you
You
did it again.
1, 2, 3.
All good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, then we're good. All right. Yeah. So that is all of the sets. Now I'm gonna actually jump to somewhere else so that I can show the other things that we needed to show.
Well, while you do that, actually, we are actually going to do our, should I say actually a few more times? We're going to run another giveaway, so you have some time to get set up there.
Awesome.
This is our Alienware prize packs. We have 2 of these. And as you can see on the screen, we'll pick 2 winners to get all of these items. So the 2 winners will each receive sorry, I started reading something else. An Alienware t-shirt, a hat, this really cool keyboard, the headset, and the mouse. So again, if you take a look at the legal rules, it'll get into exactly what models everything is if you're interested. Also, please make sure you check your eligibility before you enter. As some of you have guessed, I haven't even started it yet everyone's typing the keyword. I should change it to something else just to kind of...
What was the keyword?
Okay, it's going to be Alienware, as you all guessed. Very good. Good guesses. So type in Alienware, all one word, all lowercase, to enter into this giveaway. This is going to be our second, but we still have one more after this one.
This is a really sweet pack. This is really nice of Alienware
really
to give
nice.
this to us.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Yes. All right. So again, we will let that run for just a little while to give everybody a chance to enter. Keyword is Alienware. If you would like to check out the legal rules, you can do !rules in Twitch chat, or you can head to our website. We have them linked on there as well. And we will choose 2 winners for the Alienware prize pack. Now, Finn is jumping to another area of the game. We're going to get into previewing some things coming with Update 33, which is our base game patch. It's free for all ESO players. Can you believe we've done 32 of these? Moving into 33. It's pretty exciting.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
One of those trivia questions was like, which update did, what was it, like dueling or something come into?
Something like that, yeah.
And I see people calling out update numbers, and it's like, man, you remember
Yeah, right.
what number
went
that
into
was?
certain updates?
I have it, it's funny because internally I have the files where it lists where all the updates were and stuff.
Yeah,
and I
same.
still am like, oof.
No,
Wow.
I always tell Finn, when he sends bug fixes for the dungeons, I tell him
Patch notes,
you got to include the DLC names. I can't remember where every dungeon was in every DLC. It's
And that's funny because I usually remember things by number just because that's how we have things organized. So I'm like, oh, that's update 35 or 33,
yeah, right.
31 or whatever. And then I'm like, what was the name of that again? And it's also because that name can kind of change from time to time. So we all refer to it as the number for far longer than the name has been around. So.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
what are we showing?
So, base game stuff. First thing we want to show off, this is going to be on the PTS on Monday for Update 33. We have a new assistant that we're introducing. It is a deconstruction assistant. And
She is.
It's exactly what you expect it to be. So, her name is Gilladil, the rag picker, because she picks rags. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll be able to grab her from the Crown Store on PTS to check it out. She does allow you to deconstruct weapons, armor, jewelry, and glyphs for materials while you're out in the world, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
She does work pretty similarly to other assistants. So if you have players in your group or something, they can also use this assistant, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic to have her be here, and I can't tell you how many times I've entered a trial and be like, I forgot to mess with my inventory.
Yep.
And then
Every time.
You don't want to just sell that stuff when you
right.
get
You don't want to
materials.
drop it. You know what I mean? So you're like, all right, you want the mats. So yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep. So this way you don't have to kind of travel back and forth. You can just summon her when you need her and deconstruct all your stuff, and then whatever is deconstructed goes right into your inventory. Super easy.
Handy.
All right, we're going to close this giveaway really soon. So if you want to enter into that Alienware giveaway for the prize pack, keyword Alienware. Going to give it 10 more seconds. So make sure you only have to type it once too. If you've already entered, you're good to go. All right, we are going to show off another thing that is coming to PTS. Now, this isn't launching with Update 33. It'll be in this PTS testing cycle, though, so we wanted to show it off ahead of time because it's pretty cool.
Had to get Mary out.
Got to get Mary out.
And a lot of people have asked about this.
Remember, it was a year ago, maybe, when we had that multi-rider mount available to test, and then it just kind of went away because we needed to work on it a little bit. Well, not only do we have the Dwarven Spider back, but we've actually created an additional one. It's the Grand, did we say it was Pillion? Is that what we talked about?
Yep.
The Grand Pillion Draft Horse. Now, what's cool about these and what we've also been working on is a player in your group can mount up with you, or your companion can mount up with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty exciting. So again, this will be available on the PTS for you to check out on Monday if you're interested. I did just lock the giveaway, so any additional Alienwares coming in, I'm sorry, we will have an additional giveaway towards the end of the show.
All
So, yeah,
right.
pretty cool, right?
That is cool. It's pretty. I wonder how that looks compared to another horse. It looks like it would be bigger, right?
I don't.
I mean, I
don't
guess
think
you would
so.
think so.
I don't imagine it is. Maybe it is.
No,
I
maybe
don't
a little
know. I
bit.
haven't compared it. Yeah, I haven't compared it. But yes, it's pretty awesome that she just kind of.
Oh, look at that synchronized.
Yeah. And she's just going,
Nice.
"What's up? Let's go."
That's handy. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right,
All
do we
right,
want to
so-
show? Get
A
into the
house?
next thing? Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
let's do it.
So the team has worked on a really cool, honestly, this is a pretty new type of house called the Sea Vale Spire.
Absolutely.
And this is the one we're going to take a look at. I think this will
Such
also
a
be on
cool
PTS on
house.
Monday.
Well, yes. Yeah, this is going to be available for testing on the PTS.
This house
We
is
know-
so cool.
We know everybody has always asked, like, we want to see a preview of the house. So we're
doing it.
prepared. We
It's
prepared
such a
this
cool
time.
house.
Yep.
Such a cool house.
Once we get in, we're going to take a
As
little
below.
tour. But as you can see from the loading screen, it's got a really cool aquatic theme.
Mhm. Yeah, this is arguably maybe one of my favorite new houses that we've done lately. It's very unique, and it has some really
Mhm.
cool spaces that we'll show you. Well, at first we were just going to maybe show the outside, but we'll show you some of the spaces too.
Yes. And I can't wait to see how players decorate this one.
Oh my God. Like the amount of housing contests and competitions that
Yeah.
players are able to put on. I know there's like people get together with their guilds and stuff, and it
There's
is
whole streams of
it
like
is
housing
nuts.
tours and stuff like that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's really awesome to see. I love to jump into those streams and just like, wow. You guys have like way more creativity than some of us do.
I know.
'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I just
You put in,
chuck
like,
all
a
my
table
stuff into a
and-
house, right?
yep,
I'm just like, whatever. I
chests.
just got all the stuff in there, and
They create entire
Exactly.
marketplaces and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I've seen, I think it was on Aries stream, there was like a entire, not a carousel, like a big Ferris wheel or something, and people have created spaceships. Like you don't have to make it
Amazing.
look like a house. Like you can create
Mhm.
anything, and it's just insane. All right, so again, the last
slight
giveaway for
technical
the
difficulty.
That's okay. We can talk forever. So
Yeah.
the last Alienware giveaway for the prize packs, we are contacting potential winners now. So make sure you're keeping an eye on your Twitch whispers. We will be whispering you on the Bethesda Twitch channel. And we will be doing one additional giveaway towards the end of the stream. Now, if maybe you peeked already at the legal rules, you would see what it is. It's a really high-end gaming monitor. So if you're interested in winning that, you definitely want to stick around because we will
Super
be giving
nice.
that away actually pretty soon. Pretty soon. All right. So for Monday with PTS, the way this is going to work, similar to previous PTS cycles, but in case you're new to it, what's going to happen is we'll bring PTS down Monday morning, Eastern time. It'll take a while to run maintenance because we're going to be doing a character copy. So all PCNA characters are going to be copied over, and that just takes a little while to run. We will be posting the patch notes sometime. Honestly, it depends on when I'm done. So I'll do my best to get them done quickly. But we will be posting them sometime during maintenance for PTS. So that way you have time to read everything and digest things. I will say they're not as long as previous patch notes. Like usually we're in like 40, 50 pages. I think these are only 28 or 30 or something, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, still a lot of work, right?
It
But
is, yeah.
not, I think the longest we've ever had was 80 something pages
Oh, wow.
1 year.
Yeah.
That was years ago. But yeah, not making as many changes. And for anybody interested, we do normally post a combat preview. We'll be doing that tomorrow. So that way you have time to read it and it'll give you some insight into some of the things changing with combat. And again, it's not going to be anything super crazy. We're trying to do, smaller nips and tucks and tweaks here just to kind of help balance things out. Okay.
We're
Actually,
here.
if you want, I can go ahead and announce the giveaway winners, and then we can get into this house.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so our two winners is
Our two winners is?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the name. RNG, RSF and Tony. I don't know what that's supposed to say, but RNG, RSF and Tony, and Hi Stealth Boy. So congratulations to you both.
Congratulations.
Just won those really cool Alienware prize packs. So we will get in touch with you, get your details, and get those shipped out to you. And we will be doing one last giveaway towards the end of the stream.
All right.
Okay.
So this is the entrance to the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you saw where you came in from the boat. Yep, right there.
Yep, take a boat.
So if you follow the dock forward, you're going to find a whirlpool, which pulls you into the interior of the house.
What a cool way to get into the house, right?
Yeah. You're
I love
diving in. So the courtyard here is straight ahead. This is so pretty.
It is. And that outer section, that's a pretty big decoration space that you can decorate a lot of stuff out there too.
Yep.
And then the living chambers is on the left, and this cool underwater viewing room is on the right.
Which is where we're going to head first. So the premise behind the house is you're actually underwater, if you see, because you dove down and stuff. So now you have this kind of like cool aquarium view. You know, you see the fish, you see bubbles out there.
I love it.
Sunken ships.
Such a
yeah,
cool
this house is so cool. This house is so cool.
So the boundaries the team set in here are fairly generous, so players can build quite a bit at the surface level if they want to. And then the interior boundaries match the shape of the dome, more or less. So they can build up the front half of the ship, for example.
I'll go to the dome part here.
I cannot wait to see what
I
people
know,
create with
what
this,
people
because
create with
it already looks amazing, but like our players' creativity knows no bounds.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so cool. I think this is my favorite spot in the house.
Yeah, right?
This is so pretty.
I feel like we're all just taking a moment of silence
know,
to
right?
take it
I
all
know,
in, right?
I know.
So good, right? It reminds me of going to the National Aquarium, right? You know what I mean? Where you're just like, yeah, it's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yep. Such a cool looking house.
So again, this will be available on the PTS on Monday for you to test and check out, and maybe get some initial ideas on how you want to decorate it. You can discover all the little nooks and crannies in here, but we are confident that you will find some really interesting ways to decorate this house.
Yes, we can't wait to see them. All right, so do we want to go over a few other things in here, or are you going to jump anywhere else, Finn?
I don't think
I have anything else.
Okay, cool.
You guys do. I
Yep,
don't.
we do. So also coming up with Update 33, and it'll be on the PTS, new rewards for the worthy and Imperial City item sets. So there's going to be 3 new item sets for rewards of the worthy, and they're going to be in light, medium, and heavy. And then 3 new monster mask sets in Imperial City. The details will be in the PTS patch notes on Monday.
And we do have another thing for PvP players. It is a brand new outfit style. So this is the Dragon Guard Berserker armor outfit style. This can only be obtained from the Imperial City vaults. This is a unique armor visual that gives those who are the most dedicated to PvP a new look that you can only get through PvP activities. So the way this works is similar to obtaining the Nibonese Court Wizard style pages. So if you have a higher Telvar Stone multiplier, it increases your chances of obtaining one of the new style pages. So basically,
How good are you?
you need to put in some effort for this.
Yeah,
And
throw that
additionally, we want to make sure that we are kind of retaining the prestige of this appearance. So any of the items attained for building this outfit cannot be traded. You need to earn it yourself.
Get good.
Get good. So that'll be something really special for you to kind of show off and show that, you know, you are a PvPer and you've been in there working on it and you earned it. So enjoy. And Matt Fire, our game director, he did post an update on PvP and sort of our next steps for PvP and helping with performance. It's on the forums, on the ESO forums, posted it maybe a couple weeks ago. So please be sure and check that out for kind of the most up-to-date information on what is going on with PvP and Cyrodiil.
Yes. Good call out.
Thank you. All right. One more thing we wanted to touch on here. Again, this is something that we've seen from players. It's a nice quality of life feature that we've been working on, and we're excited to get it out to everybody with Update 33. It starts with an A. It is account-wide achievements. So beginning with Update 33, most of your achievements are going to be tracked on an account-wide level. So that means an achievement that you earn on one character will be shown as complete on all of your characters. Right? You see, Chad is happy. Chad is happy. Titles are also going to be account-wide. So any title you've earned on one character, you'll be able to use on all your other characters as well. Now, when this goes live and also on PTS, you will need to log in on each of your characters in order to register the achievements and the titles. So make sure that you log into all of them. If you just do one, it's not going to populate all of them. Now, let me pull up my notes here. So achievements are account-wide, but there are a few things that are usually tracked via achievements that are still going to be tracked on an individual character basis. So I guess we can go down the list real quick, right? It's going to be in the patch notes, but just quickly, just to kind of set the expectations here. Enchanting rune knowledge achievements and just the knowledge of runes in general. Motif crafting knowledge. Lore books read, including the Shalador's Library and Eidetic Memory. Sky shards obtained by character. Public Dungeon Group event achievements and Dragon Guard Sanctum daily achievements. So those will not be included, but everything else will be. So we're very excited that we are finally able to bring this to you. Coming in Update 33.
Yes. And one other thing we're very excited to bring to our PlayStation players is finally, we've got the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 trophy sync coming. So beginning with Update 33, players who play on both PS4 and PS5 will see their PlayStation trophies properly sync up. So all you have to do for that is just simply log into your characters that have completed the appropriate in-game achievements, and then you'll obtain the matching trophies.
Yes.
This is...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say one thing about account-wide achievements, that is per server, I believe.
Yes,
that makes sense. Yeah.
So that if you're NA and all of your characters on the NA will have the account-wide achievements, but it won't carry over to consoles or EU.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to call out specifically on PTS because typically we'll swap character copies halfway through. So we'll start with NA, PC NA for a couple weeks and then do a character copy for PC EU. When that happens, your achievements are not going to cross over to that. So just wanted to call that out. Okay, well,
all right,
Finn.
Yes.
It has been a pleasure as always.
As always.
We are going to move on to a few other things, but thank you.
Thing.
Thanks for the
taking
tour.
The time. Yeah.
Sure thing. It's always a pleasure.
I'm sure we'll see you around on other streams.
We might. Yeah.
Maybe we'll ask you again.
Yeah.
Wait. Before we let Finn go, did we want to take a look at that statue that he's got?
Oh, yeah.
You want me to
Since
grab
he can
it?
hold it up. Oops, sorry. People are home.
Yeah, so Finn has the Ascendant Lord statue that is available for pre-order on the Bethesda store. So that's what it looks like. I mean, so this is a little misleading because it has a glow from his screen, I think, or maybe it's the keyboard. It's not that blue in real life.
Screen.
Yeah, no, it's not blue at all. That's definitely coming from the screen. We'll show you some photos too.
We will. But yeah, it's about 8 inches tall. It's very hefty. It's fully painted. It looks really nice. So yeah, good call.
It's really awesome. All the little coins are colored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a really cool statue.
Yes.
For sure.
Good call. All right, Finn. Well,
I'll
thank
just
you
take
again.
this home.
Yeah, right. I'll just be taking this as my
Just take
famous.
this home.
All right. Well, thank you again, and
Thank you.
I'm sure
Thank
we
you.
will see you
I'll
soon.
see you guys later.
And just as a reminder, everything that we showed you today during the post-show stream, Update 33 and the Ascending Tide DLC is launching on PC, Mac, and Stadia on March 14th, and then on consoles, March 29th. And it will be coming to PTS this Monday, the 31st. So keep an eye out on the forums for the PTS patch notes, and you will be able to actually hop in and try this out if you have a PC or Mac account on Monday.
Kicking off the legacy of the Bretons story.
Yes. All right. So we are going to be wrapping up pretty soon. We do want to go over some really cool merchandise that you can pre-order or even potentially get right now. So we're going to start off with a few things available in the Bethesda Gear Store. These are all available for pre-order now. The first is actually the statue that Finn just showed you. This is the Ascendant Lord statue. It is a limited edition. Only 1,500 available worldwide. So it is about 8 inches tall, as you saw when Finn was holding it. And that sword that he's holding is actually a letter opener.
How
Believe it or
fun.
not. Super handy to open all those secret messages from the Knight's Order. Or maybe, the spam mail that you may get, because I know I certainly get enough of it. Awesome statue. We also have a lithograph featuring the High Art or the High
Isle art.
Wow, yes. It has been a week. It hasn't
has.
even been a week. It has been something or other. High Isle key art. This is limited to 400 worldwide. It is
Oh, this
hand
is so
numbered,
pretty.
so the one that you get will have the number that you purchased, which is pretty cool. It's about 24 by 18 in size, so pretty sizable, and it's on very nice, high quality paper. The last thing that you can get from the Bethesda Gear Store for pre-order is the High Isle Ouroboros t-shirt. Now, this is featuring our brand new Ouroboros for the year, which is one of my favorites. I think it's really cool. It has that Ouroboros on the front. It has Legacy of the Bretons on the back. This is a unisex 100% cotton t-shirt, so plan accordingly if you are pre-ordering this shirt.
Love it. We also have some partners that we've been working with for some deals, as well as some exclusive offers. So the first one is Displate. So the Displate is currently running a promo that is 27% off all Elder Scrolls posters until February 2nd. The code is right there, TESO27. So Displate creates one-of-a-kind metal posters in all different sizes. They're really nice. I think Gina actually has one at her house right now.
I do.
You can get gloss or matte, framed or not. They have a lot of different options, and they have some ESO art. The next one is our friends at Loot Crate. They have a new Naru themed crate for February. It's an $80 value full of exclusive merch, such as this Morik Tong hoodie. You can use the code NARU to get 10% off. It's valid now until February 3rd. And the crate is available to order until February 15th. So get it before it's gone.
Now, the last thing we want to announce, we have recently done a collaboration with Chip Theory Games. They are creating a brand new Elder Scrolls themed tabletop game, which we're super excited about. So if you're not familiar, Chip Theory Games is a very talented, independent board game designer and publisher. They are known for high-end premium components. So this is going to be a really sweet tabletop game. We would like to show everyone a short video that just kind of gives you a first look at what Chip Theory has been working on for us. So enjoy.
Hello, I'm Josh Carlson, co-founder of Chip Theory Games. And today, I'm excited to officially announce our next big box game. While we're still in the early stages of development, we wanted to give you a sneak peek of the overall scope and thought process and some of the unique ideas that are fueling this massive initiative. Here's a brief behind-the-scenes look at what we've been working on.
Chip Theory Games is an industry leader in premium board game experiences. We create expansive worlds with gorgeous components, intricate mechanics, and immersive stories. Fans of our games discover new secrets and strategies with every adventure, and now we're bringing that same energy and approach to the world of Tamriel.
We have the rare opportunity to bring you into Tamriel in a way you've never experienced before. We're taking the best aspects of the game and fusing them with the things that make our tabletop creations so compelling, including replayability, strategic depth, and pristine illustrated art.
Our game is set during the events featured in Elder Scrolls Online, and we're really happy to be working with the ESO team to make sure the world feels lived in and authentic. We've chosen to tell a story of a conspiracy that spans the entire continent of Tamriel. The game will have its own unique storyline related to Mannimarco's attempt to meld the physical plane of Nirn with Cold Harbor. And that allows players to visit all of their favorite locations, but in new and exciting ways.
The Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Age is a 1-to-4-player cooperative tabletop game. Each player has access to a wide array of skill lines and professions, ever-changing starting locations, and frequent opportunities for character customization throughout the adventure. Battles reward the clever use of character abilities along with strategic positioning. How you choose to upgrade your character will inform your unique approach to every combat.
Tamriel is a rich place, full of vibrant characters and diverse environments, and as one of the artists on this project, I am excited to bring the people and places of this world to a whole new medium.
Each session will have a critical path quest, but the way you approach that quest is up to you.
There's a massive amount of randomized enemies to encounter, and each region has its own quest deck, overland deck, and site level deck that will keep you coming back for more.
Players are going to be shocked at just how familiar yet different this game feels. We're inviting you into a world you already know, but we're giving you a different lens with which to view it.
This is truly just the tip of the iceberg. We're so excited to share more with you throughout 2022.
God, that was so cool. I can't wait to get my hands on that one.
Boy, guess who wasn't paying attention to the right screen? Me. I thought we still had plenty of time, and I'm just sitting here typing over here. It's cool. It's cool.
You know,
go ahead.
No. Let's. I think we have a giveaway, and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Yeah, we do. Just a reminder that the tabletop game that you just saw, The Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era, it is coming to GameFound this fall. We will have an article on the Elder Scrolls Online website next week with some more details, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. All right. We are going to run our last giveaway of the day. Oh, I really want to kind of mess with people who think they know what the keyword is going to be. What should we make the keyword for the Alienware 25 gaming monitor, which is really nice.
Think it is?
They think it's monitor, which, to be fair, that was going to be the keyword because we were just not feeling very creative today. Let's it's not going to be crabs. No. What should it be instead?
Jakarn?
How do you? I don't know how to spell that. Let's just go with monitor. Go with monitor. It's late. It's late for a lot of people. All right. So if you want to enter into our last giveaway of the day for the Alienware gaming monitor, all you have to do is type in monitor and you will be entered to win. Now, don't forget, we do have legal rules. You do need to be eligible to win. We have a list of countries that are eligible. So be sure and check that out. You can do !rules if you want to see it in Twitch chat. Otherwise, we do have the rules up available on the ESO website that you can see. All right.
Okay.
Let's recap.
Oh no! What I was
you wanted to talk.
No. Yeah. What I was going to say is, so that game, back when we were in the studio, which feels like it's been almost 2 years.
Literally years ago. Yes.
Yeah. So there were groups of employees who would play tabletop games in the break rooms at lunchtime, and I can't wait to see this new tabletop game from Chip Theory.
Yeah.
Being played at Sauce. It'll be really fun. It'll be a good time. Maybe later this year. Maybe in the fall when it comes out. So that'll be cool.
Maybe.
Okay, but yes, we're going to recap, give you a quick rundown of everything you need to know before we say goodbye.
There's been a lot today, yes.
There has been a lot, so we're going to give you a quick rundown. So launch date reminders. So Ascending Tide and Update 33 launch on PC, Mac, and Stadia on March 14th, and on PlayStation and Xbox consoles on March 29th. And then the PTS is this Monday on January 31st.
Yep. Now, we do have a bunch of things coming to the High Isle chapter. This was all announced in the global reveal earlier today. We have a brand new zone, showcases the islands of High Isle and Amenos. Complex main storyline of politics, honor, intrigue that ties into this whole Legacy of the Bretons year-long saga this year. We have the Tales of Tribute, a brand new system. It's an in-game collectible card game that we'll get into a little bit later this year. The new 12-player trial, Dreadsail Reef. We have 2 new companions coming that's tied to the chapter, Ember and Isabel, who can join you on all your adventures. We have new world events called Volcanic Vents, which we showed a screenshot earlier in our post-show stream. And of course, there's new delves, public dungeons, world bosses, and a whole bunch of standalone quests that you can play.
And that all comes to PC, Mac, and Stadia on June 6th, and Xbox and PlayStation consoles on June 21st.
Yep.
June is always a busy time.
That
and
tell me
E3.
about it.
So we also announced all the different versions that you can pre-purchase right now, of which there are 4. So there's the Elder Scrolls Online Collection, High Isle. So if you want to get all the previous chapters, that is a version for you. There's the Elder Scrolls Online High Isle Collector's Edition, which is what we just mentioned with all the extra fun CE digital items.
Yep.
And then there's the Elder Scrolls Online High Isle Upgrade. That's great if you already own the base game and the chapters and just want to get the upgrade for High Isle. And then there's a collector's edition version of that one as well, if you'd like those CE items.
And we have an article on the website. I think it's available now for you to check out. It kind of outlines the differences between all of these editions. If you're not quite sure which one to get, there's a nice little infographic, and we have a quiz you can take and all sorts of resources to kind of help you decide which one is the best one for you. Now, the collector's edition items, just mentioned, there are a couple CEs here. These are the items that you get through the collector's edition, and these will be available at launch. So you have a really cool mount, that Cinch Cub pet. We have an Ascendant Knight. I know, isn't he cute? We have an Ascendant Knight armor pack, a High Isle emote pack, and of course that awesome memento. It's the Horde of the Schemers memento.
That is a really cool mount too. I love that one.
Very unique, yes.
And then of course, pre-purchase rewards. So if you pre-purchase, you always get a whole collection of really cool stuff. We've talked about the Pale Frost Elk mount and Pale Frost Elk Fawn pet a couple times. So the pet is available only until April 4th, but there's some other stuff too. There is the Abessian Privateer's apparel costume, the Knights of the Flame pup pet. Look at those ears.
I know. Want to poop his little nose.
1 Dark Chivalry crate, 3 High Isle treasure maps, and 2 experience scrolls that grant that extra XP. So you get all of those at launch, and then you get the Pale Frost Elk mount and pet immediately today if you pre-purchase.
And lastly, we did announce that Spanish localization is coming with the chapter, Update 34. Our Spanish website and forums are available now. So you can head to forums.elderscrollsonline.com/ES. That'll get you into the Spanish forums. You can chat with your fellow Spanish players as well. It's pretty exciting.
Very.
All right, the giveaway is locked for the gaming monitor. We are going to contact potential winners, so keep an eye out on your Twitch whispers. As we wrap up for the day, we do want to mention that we have a number of international recap streams that are going to be happening over the next few days. So they are starting very early tomorrow morning with Australia, running till Monday, the 31st. So we have a number of teams that are going to be doing recap streams, a lot of times in their own languages. So we have the Australian, UK, German, French, Russian, Polish, Benelux, and Italian teams all doing recap streams. And it's worth noting some of them will have developer guests, so answering questions, and those portions are going to be in English too. So if you're interested in checking those out, feel free. Otherwise, we'll do our best to post those once they conclude, so that way everybody can kind of enjoy the Q&A that they provided.
Yes, and some of those are live and some are pre-recorded, the dev interviews.
Oh, man. Sorry about that. I do want to mention that drops will be on for these additional streams. So if you didn't have a chance to get the pet today, this will be an additional opportunity for you to get the crab pet. And it'll also be an additional way to earn another Ouroboros Crown Crate. So it'll only be available when those streams are live. So even though the campaign is running through the entire weekend into Monday, it's only when those specific channels are live. So if you're looking for details on when they'll be up, we do have a website article on elderscrollsonline.com that lists out the exact days and times for each of these recap streams, if you're interested.
Also, if you did not win one of our giveaways today, you're in luck. We are actually going to be having 3 more giveaways in celebration of the High Isle and Legacy of the Breton Global Announce. You can look on the official Elder Scrolls Online Twitter, Instagram, and forums today at 5 p.m. for some additional gift vouchers and Alienware giveaways.
That's starting in just a few minutes. So yeah, be sure and check it out. It's going to be on, I don't know if you just said this, Jess, I'm sorry, the ESO Twitter account.
Yep.
And the ESO Instagram account. And then the ESO forums, of course.
Yep.
What else? We mentioned that the Update 33 combat preview is going to be posted tomorrow on both the website and the forums, kind of cross-pollinating a little bit. So make sure to keep an eye on that. We know we have people asking, who won the monitor? It's a great question. I think we're still waiting for our potential winner to answer. So it's okay. We can stall as long as we need to. Maybe we'll pick another winner. We'll give them one more chance
to answer,
because there's only so much more we can talk about here until we kind of run out of topics. So maybe we'll try another person just to see. There we go. Okay, another person. Sorry, first person. You had your chance. What else is going on? So, gosh, I feel like we've kind of talked about everything at this point,
We're just
right?
prepping for PTS, and then everything between now and launch in June, and of course, Ascending Tide launch in March.
Yep.
So these year-long stories, like I think the team was building this out probably a year in advance. Some of the teams, there's a lot of work that goes into these. And then this particular event, we've been working on since August or September. So just these global reveals that we work on, even when they're not live, which we hope we can be doing next year. There's like months of work and a whole army of people that honestly we need to thank for putting all of this together. The sales teams, the brand team, like the dev team, localization, everybody comes together to
Creative
put all the little
services,
bits and pieces. Yeah, creative
a
services,
lot of teams.
definitely.
And then even all the other stuff that isn't really tied to the stream itself, but things like, pre-purchases going live and making sure that, the website has, all the pages that are going up. We just launched the Spanish portion. Yeah, we have the live team, the web team. Like there are a lot of teams involved in making something like this happen. And
pretty much everybody, even the art team comes together to give us all these cool concept art pieces and screenshots.
I know it's kind of,
it's
a little
army.
overwhelming when you're inside and you see all the things happening to put this thing together. It's pretty nuts to see, but on the outside, hopefully it's pretty seamless. Okay. We have a winner. We have a winner. Yes. But I lost the name. Here it is. Okay. So winner of the Alienware gaming monitor is Kirov 2102.
Congratulations.
It's got, let me see. Can't tell what the avatar is. It's interesting. But congratulations, Kirov. We will coordinate with you and all the rest of the winners from today's stream to get your address and get everything shipped out as soon as we can. And again, like Jess mentioned, there are additional giveaways happening on the ESO Twitter, Instagram, and forums. So if you didn't win today, yep, you can still enter to win over there as well. Did we make it?
That's it.
Are we done? We did it. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning into this year's Global Reveal and our live post show. This was a good time. And boy, we can all just breathe a collective sigh of relief that we did it, and now we can move on to PTS on Monday.
We hope you see you on PTS.
Which forum? Somebody said the Elder Scrolls Online.
The Elder Scrolls Online forum. Yeah.
Yep.
So forums.elderscrollsonline.com.
Yep. And you can also just go to the website. There's a link at the top to go to the forums, so you can do that too. So thank you everybody so much for tuning in. And we will, one more thing. Sorry, I'm that person. One more thing. I do want to remind everybody, if you earned your Twitch drops today through the stream, make sure and claim your item. You only have, I think, 24 hours and then it goes away. So if you head to twitch.tv/drops, there's a page there where you can press claim. And then as soon as you log into the game, your pet and your crate will arrive. So don't forget to do that. Very important. Okay, now we're actually done. So thank you to everybody, and we will see you on PTS on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.